and back today to do another live reading for you guys. Please bear in mind I am at the library today, and I wanted to kind of branch out and sit up here, but be interrupted. I need to stop at some point, so just letting you know I'm in the public space. So before I jump in, I do want to say thank you to everybody for donating, for being kind and respectful during this time. This has been a very challenging time for me personally, and I'm just very grateful to have everybody be as supportive and kind to me as they have been. So big shout out to everybody who's awesome and supportive of this channel. Please do comment and like. It does help my channel a lot. As far as private readings, you're more than welcome to prepay for a reading. It's $100 for 30 minutes until I'm ready. I have told people that, I am able to do readings on a part-time basis, but my energy levels have just not been there. So you're more than welcome to repay, and it would be essentially just like a waiting list. And then today, I really wanted to just do another reading about some of the positive things that are coming, any positive signs that I see, any blessings that I see that are coming. I really have enjoyed doing these readings that are just really simple in nature about some of the blessings and positive things that are that I see in the cards for people. So I do want to remind everybody the best way to utilize my channel is to find a random video, find a random spot, and watch it. That's how the universe finds you. And it's usually, that's how I watch all videos. I essentially just scroll to a spot and then I watch it from there. So it works 100% of the time for me. So I do want to remind everybody I have really broken the mold as far as my style of reading. I no longer talk about signs. People have asked me, no longer talk a lot about signs. Sometimes I do if I see it in the readings, but it's no longer sign by sign horoscopes. And I don't think I'll ever bring those back. I'm too far out as far as my creativity at this point to bring those back. Maybe someday. I don't want to say never, but right now for no. So I'm going to lay out a spread, see what we get. Some of you have a connection to trees, and like the trees are going to be a sign for you. And it's really interesting. When I was young, my brothers and I always used to be able to watch the trees when we were like in the car on the way someplace, and we knew where we were by what the trees looked like. So to me, that like I'm getting shown like these tree branches here, and it's absolutely a sign. There's also something about something coming together. Now, it could be you and a person coming together. For those of you who have like a divine counterpart, could be you coming into union with that person. There's also some energy of just connecting. Just kind of coming together, being on the same page. I feel like whatever connection you have, you might share a lot of things in common. Love, like the love of being outside, or like you might really like hiking together. You might really like doing any kind of outdoor activities or outdoor sports. This is the woods, so you might go foraging together, things like that. I definitely feel like if you do go into the woods or out in nature, you're going to see signs in nature, but it's going to be from the trees themselves. And there's something that's coming through as like a gift. I'm seeing it's almost like the trees are giving you a gift, or it's a sign. If you might see something in the trees that you're about to receive a gift. That's what I'm seeing here. Huh. Okay, so I never really thought about this one before. So there's this interesting bird there. And I don't really know what bird this would be. Like I was thinking like of a nightingale. You're gonna have a sign through music. So you're gonna have a sign that somebody's thinking about you when you are listening to music. So look, if you have a playlist and you come across a song that reminds you of a certain person, that's a sign that they're thinking about you. This is gonna sound interesting. I'm seeing smoke being assigned for you. So like that saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Some of you, it's not necessarily like you need to leave something so much. It's more of like the smoke itself is a sign that you're doing too much. It's a sign that you're being transformed. That you know, for some, I almost feel like it's a sense of smell. Like for some of you, like maybe it's a sense of smell. Like if something doesn't smell right, then you need to leave. But the Ten of Wands usually is a card about a person who's carrying a heavy load of financial burdens or personal burdens. They've taken on the world or carry everybody else's burdens. They might have more than one house, more than one child, more than one load of responsibilities. You see there's multiple houses, and there's just, this is the card about a person on the verge of collapse. Now, the thing about this is in the past is like you might have not paid attention to any signs as far as like a relationship. Okay, like specifically I'm also getting, hang on, sorry. Specifically I'm also seeing for someone, they may not have paid attention to the arguments that they had with a specific person, or that the arguments they had with a specific person were causing a certain level of stress, which was like going to build up over time. And like it's almost like you have you have these arguments over time, and it's like, okay, at some point you have to say, okay, I don't want to fight about that anymore, or argue about that anymore, or argue about this. And so you get to a point where, okay, like I feel like you're not paying attention to how much you're arguing. You're not paying attention to how much this arguing is causing you stress, or like I feel like this is specific to a person within a relationship. I do not feel that this is you out in the world. Like, I feel like this is specific to a relationship. Those of you in a relationship or dating, it could be, or, I don't even feel like it's family, although it could be. I just feel like it's some sort of buildup or tension with a specific person. It doesn't have to be like a love partner, but it could be. And most likely, for most of you, it will be. I feel like for some of you, you really need to watch people's facial expressions and how close they are to you physically, and or what you say. I do feel like someone is going to trigger somebody really hard. Or maybe maybe you already got triggered by someone, or someone is going to trigger you really hard. Like where you're like, okay, that's the final straw. Like I can't take it anymore. Like whatever they said or whatever they did, it's like, okay, we're done, kind of deal. we have the Eight of Swords, and lately, this is going to sound strange, but lately, the Eight of Swords to me is someone passing away. This is news of somebody passing away. I'm an empath, so like when I feel like when somebody gets close to passing away that I'm like within my family, I feel very heavy. I get very emotional. I start to feel maybe depressed. If you get like any of those symptoms, then it's possible that someone close to you is going to pass. You might be upset for no reason. You might feel very heavy, very low, like unmotivated, like you're trying really hard, and then that's just because someone's going to pass. It's almost like that energy really pulls. Like to me, it's like the death energy pulls really hard on like everybody. And you're going to get news of that. And for whatever reason, there's definitely going to be tears, but I definitely feel like the sign for you that somebody's about to pass is one of those symptoms. That's what the signs are here. We're talking about signs. And it's a positive sign because in some way you're not going to have to carry that load, and that person is going to cross and be in a better place. Let's go back to the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a positive sign because at least you're recognizing, or at least somebody is recognizing that a relationship has become burdensome, that whatever is going on within it is not healthy, that maybe the communication isn't great, maybe it never was great, but like it certainly isn't. This has happened to me recently. Okay, so I used to think of this as the House of Forks. House of Forks is a place in a book, okay, that was written by Angie Sage in her Septimus Heap series. The House of Forks is like you go into this place and you like a day passes and then you will go out and like 40 years has passed. So it's like kind of like a time portal place where time is weird, and like lately time for me has been very, very strange. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It feels like at times it's moving very, very fast, and at times it's moving incredibly slowly and painfully slowly. Like for me, I can fall asleep for an hour and feel like I have to wake up for the following day, and like I feel like everything's weird. People have been talking about this, I think, because of like the solar storm energies and stuff like that. People aren't sleeping really well. So if it might be a sign for you that maybe, time, you're feeling kind of strange because of time. It's not you, it's just things that are going on externally. I actually feel, strangely, you're going to be in a positive emotional place. We have the Chariot in position of emotions, which is really surprising. I don't even know what to make of it. It's almost just like, it feels a little bit contradictory because I want to say like there's some tough stuff happening here, but like despite that, it feels like you still have a really decent perspective on things that are going on. So like you might get some good news. Essentially, you're counting your blessings. To me, this is what's happening. You're counting your blessings. That's what this is. You're like, who gives a shit about this, you're just at a point where you're very, very grateful for the things that you do have. You might be counting all of your blessings and just feeling like regardless of whatever weight you're carrying, you still feel grateful to be alive or grateful to have what you have. We have the Knight of Cups in position of attitude, and some of you are going to get really into how things make you feel. Like, I feel like and it could be sensitivity as well. Sensitivity is a sign. It's going to be a sign for you. So, like, if somebody makes you feel warm and good, then you're going to lean into that. If somebody makes you feel like cold or bad or like negative, like, you're going to be like, get away from me, like drawing boundaries really strongly. And that's going to be a big blessing for you, because you're going to be like, yeah, no to it's almost like, if you meet somebody and they're really hot, but you kind of know they're a player, you're going to be like, yeah, no. Or if you meet somebody and, they don't feel so good, they don't feel like you could cuddle with them on the couch, then you're going to be like, yeah, no. If you have feelings for someone, you're going to be leaning into those feelings. Your feelings are going to be really a sign for you that you're on the right path. Now, I want to say this to like people. This is very important. I don't believe that anybody's off their path. I don't believe in mistakes. I believe in setbacks. I believe that there's everything that we're going through has a purpose, and we learn from all the things that we go through, and so it's just a matter of time. Things set you back in time. And one of the things, the difference between males and females is that females have a biological clock, so they're very sensitive to time. But men don't really have the same urgency. They have like 80 years to get the job done. So, like, women have a natural time crunch and guys just don't. And so that's why it's like, I feel like for some of you, if you're male and you're watching, you're going to be more aware of time passing. And if you're female and you're watching, you're going to be thinking about that, factoring that in when you're dating, thinking about that, factoring it in when you think about your goals and the things that you want. What's a setback? How long it took you to realize a relationship wasn't healthy? How long it took you to get to where you wanted to really be? How long it took to reach a goal? Instead of going right, you went left, and so going left, you went the long route to get to wherever it was that you really wanted to be. It's not a mistake; it's more of a setback. The system loves the fact that when we move very slowly, it sets us back in time. When we move fast, relatively fast, we're ahead. But I did talk about the paradigm shift being, the old paradigm was about getting ahead, and the new paradigm is about getting out. So essentially, some of that may be in play with you guys. Some of you be like, you know what, F the system. I don't want to be part of this anymore. I want to get out. I want to get out of the situation that I'm in, or I want to get out of Dodge, or I want to get out of, you know what I mean? Like, just whatever job you've got. Some of you are just really wanting to get out of something. The Nine of Wands is a card about waiting. This is outcome. Okay, so the thing that I'm getting, and it's kind of a strange message, but the thing that I'm getting about this is in time. Okay, so there's moments that we have of, like, I would consider crisis points. We're like, okay, fuck, we didn't get that done when we needed to get it done, or we didn't send it out on time, or we, you know what I mean, missed the due date on something, and we're hypercritical of ourselves because we're like, okay, we're SOL. But then a little time passes, and sometimes things can change. The wrong can be made right. And I have to tell you, my cell phone provider is a perfect example of this, because just when I really have had it and I'm like, okay, I'm done, something can change. A resolution can happen. some person that's in power can make a decision that will override something that somebody else couldn't do, or somebody's in power that they can be like, okay, well, we effed it up, we're going to make this right. This is about, in time, people making it right. My guides are confirming this. Now, there actually might be more than one person who, let's just say, dropped the ball at some point in your past. Or maybe they, you know, there could even be some people that owe you money. Or there could be some people who didn't treat you right. Or, in my case, 40 people who screwed me over. But anyways, it could be however many people, you know, in your past that really effed it up. They done fucked up. And this is where, I'm not saying with everybody, but I'm saying with time and with patience, things can change and shift into more a place of like some kind of positive shift, I would say. That's, you know, maybe somebody comes in and it's like, okay, well, we screwed it up, or I screwed it up, and I want to make it right to you somehow. What can I do? Maybe it's a gift card. Maybe it's some cash. Maybe it's something where an email gets sent to the right person, and then that right person is like, okay, well, we need to do XYZ, and it gets expedited, and then there, boom, you've got your solution, you know? This is very fascinating. I've never seen this before, but I do feel like it's like if you climb high enough, you're gonna get to a person who has the intellectual ability, who has the power to make a change or shift in a circumstance in which might have seemed hopeless or might have been just not fun to go through. Some of you are waiting on an apology, or some of you are waiting on maybe someone to come back, or maybe someone to get back to you, or maybe to someone to call you, or maybe someone to make things right by you. I feel like it's possible that the people that you're thinking about are going to, but more so, this is kind of like a twist. This is where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily feel like it's the people that you're expecting to make it right. I feel like it's like the call that you get out of the blue that says, you know, Miss Olson, we are gonna refund your blah, 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 because we can, because we realize, you know, somebody else is able to pay this instead. Somebody else called and said, okay, they wanted to pay it instead, so we're going to refund this other amount. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. And it's kind of cool, because you're not expecting it. When you're not expecting it, you're not going to be disappointed, and so therefore, it's going to be kind of a beautiful thing that happens. Last but not least, we have this card, which is about moving. Every time I got this for myself, I did end up moving. Some of you may be moving or contemplating moving. Moving itself, like those of you who are moving, will be a positive blessing for you. Some of you, it's a move out of state. For some of you, it's a move within state. Some of you, it's a move within your town. I'm going to say that again because my guides confirmed, I don't know, a couple of them. Okay, so some of you, it's out of state. Some of you, it's within the state. And some of you, it's across town, or within the same town. I feel for many it will be just within the same state. You're going with someplace within the same state. if you live in the United States. Now, if you live someplace else, this could also indicate some travel. Like if you're away, like if you're traveling, I definitely feel like there's going to be signs for you. I feel like there's something coming through about the fall time. I don't know if you're planning on moving on by the fall. Maybe something happening around that time that's going to be positive for you. I'm also noticing this lighthouse, and which I've never seen before, actually. I know it's in the middle of this. It's in the middle, but I don't even think I've talked about it before. I've never noticed it. Every time I look at this card, all I usually see is the birds. And usually I'm paying attention to what direction they're flying. Or sometimes I look at the house, but I hardly ever look at the lighthouse. And like the lighthouse is important, being the light for somebody else. So somebody is going to show up in your life that's going to be a light for you. And it's not fun to be a light, so be nice to this person, whoever this person is, okay? The thing about the lighthouse, this thing about somebody showing up for you, is they're going to be able to basically be a guide for you. You might not get what you want, but they're going to help you on your path. It might be an interesting turn of events as well when this person shows up. I definitely feel like this is some kind of turning point in which your situation will change dramatically when this person shows up. Yeah. So you go from feeling like crap, like this Eight of Swords, to feeling like this Page of Cups, which is just a totally different vibe, just such a better vibe. Now, some of you need to go on vacation. You have too much stress. There's just too much going on. I definitely feel like for some of you, you need to go away, you need to go on vacation, or you need to do something that helps shift your mind from being in a really stressful mode to just like you're chilling out. But I feel like this lighthouse to me is a sign that you're going to meet a person who is a light for you. And it's going to shift gear. It's going to help shift your life in a better way, in a positive way. Now, there's interesting things like, okay, so for me, the way I see my light work is it's not always about spiritual messages. Sometimes it's about giving people things that they need in the moment that I have extra of. So an extra tissue, extra soap. I handed somebody a granola bar the other day. So it's just like, I had 12 granola bars. So it's like, one of those things. I always carry dog bones. I give random dogs dog bones, things like that. So it's not always about the seriousness. It's like little things. So this could be somebody taking you out for a meal. This could be someone giving you a small amount of cash. This could be somebody just giving you something that you need at the time. I feel like for most of you, it's somebody showing up and changing your life for the better, though. I'm getting confirmation on that. So whoever this shows up for you, it's things turning around for the better. And as I say that, I pull the Three of Swords. I feel like some of you are going to have to embrace an ending of sorts, or accept an ending of sorts. It's almost like one chapter of your life is going to end and another is going to begin. Until the ending happens, it's like some of you may be really wanting to start fresh, but you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to let go. Whatever this Three of Swords is for you, you're going to have to let go. Now, this letting go might be a person. This letting go might just be pain from the past. But I pulled the Two of Cups as well as the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is the Mr. Right card. Two of Cups can indicate friendship, very strong friendship, but it's also a positive card in general about romance, but also about growth and friendship and love. And so it's I don't know what's happening here with this. Like, this is, to me, it feels, the Three of Swords is like an ending of a chapter. It could be ending of a relationship. Everybody is going to be different. I'm pulling all these people cards. So for some, it's the ending of this King of Wands person. Ending of a relationship. For some, it's ending of the Nine of Cups guy. For some, it's the ending of a Queen of Swords person. Yeah. For some, it's the ending of something, of a cycle in which, you know, hasn't been easy, or hasn't been pretty, or hasn't been what you've wanted it to be. I'm also seeing, and this is the last message, my phone is running out of batteries, but I was seeing there's these fish at the bottom of this Two of Cups. So fish might be a sign for you. Fish might actually be a sign of prosperity, but also a sign that things you're about to start a new beginning, or start a new chapter, or start a new cycle. If you see fish. If you see fish, I also feel like you're in a healthy state of flow, and it's just you heading in a positive direction. It's a blessing if you see fish. Wherever you go, if you hear about fish, it's positive. Also, I have a thing with frogs. If anybody says the word frog, or sees a frog, or hears a frog, money is coming. So I have a thing about frogs, but fish don't usually come up, but that's a sign here for you guys. So I just wanted to mention that. I do have to get going because my phone is going to run out of batteries. Thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. Bye, guys.